Emmy award-winning TV host, best-selling author, bet you didn't know, decorated Navy veteran. This man is best known for his talk show. He's a powerful voice for health advocacy, military support, and social change. Please welcome Montel Williams.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Montel. Appreciate you being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
So I want to start with your new book. Tell me about that.
Sure. The book is called the Sailing of the Intrepid. Visited New York City. It's that big aircraft carrier that sits on the side of the West Side Highway. It's probably one of the most iconic ships that the U.S. Navy ever had. Survived horrific service in the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and was the first ship that retrieved capsules from NASA out of the ocean.
You know, it's interesting to me. I've been watching you a long time, and I've not heard you talk about your connection with Navy per se. The way I'm hearing you talk today, the passion with which you and the sort of awe you have of Navy and Navy history. Am I getting that right?
Well, yeah, it's a time in America where, it didn't matter where you were from, didn't matter where your background was. America came together and decided that they were going to try their best to, protect democracy around the world. Time very different than today. Americans, they all came together in support of victory.
I feel what you're saying. I get it. Speaking of military, tell us about military makeover.
It's one of the treasures of my life. We literally, for those who don't know it, take deserving veterans and their families, and we take their home or their house, and we turn it into a forever home. We complete outside, inside, we completely redo the home and try to turn that house into a forever home for them, giving back to those who have given so much to us. But we do so by bringing the entire community together. So we have sponsors all over the community. The community shows up. They are the ones swinging the hammers and swinging the paintbrushes. And they volunteer to welcome this family back and say thank you for your service in a little bit of a different way.
It's got to be so satisfying. Dovetailing into that, you've done some work recently on traumatic memories. I mean, trauma is such a big topic. It's something area I work in. It certainly affects and has been ignored, frankly, in people coming home from military action. Now we're actually able to do stuff with it and for these guys. What is the reconsolidation of traumatic memories?
This is an incredible protocol, Dr. Drew. It is literally considered right now by the governing body for psychological protocols, the ISTSS, as the #1 treatment for PTSD. It has an incredible impact. This protocol was created right after 9/11 and has been available. We talk about 22 to 25 warfighters a day take their lives. People don't talk about the fact that about 143 civilians take their lives.
Yeah.
We are a nation that's walking around right now suffering from PTSD, but relief is here. And unfortunately, because PTSD has turned into a cottage industry in some senses in this country where, we have organizations that are making a lot of money off the suffering of those who shouldn't be suffering today.
Yes.
I'm letting you know that right now, you can go up online, you can look it up, RTM, Reconsolidation of Traumatic Memories. It is curing PTSD as we speak.
It's like you're reliving the memory all the time. And,
Correct.
I think some people are sort of aware of EMDR and kind of how that works, but this is this is a new therapy.
Yeah, people have been familiar with something called prolonged exposure therapy.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of those kinds of therapies have never proven to be more than 35 to 40% efficacious.
That's right.
RTM has proven through double-blind study at both Walter Reed and King's College to be 90% efficacious.
Amazing.
That's game changer, Doc. You know that. I mean,
Yep.
And how it works, if I could just do it in layman's terms, is they basically help to rewrite the amygdala by guiding the patient through several different ways to re-look at the trauma.
I want to make a little pitch for this, for most trauma therapeutics, which is people avoid doing trauma therapy because they delude themselves into believing they, quote, dealt with it. Like, oh, I don't think about that anymore. And they're afraid that you go into trauma therapy, you're going to be required to relive or revivify the trauma, which is not the case. The reliving, revivifying intensifies your trauma. It's a way of tolerably, in dose-related fashion, getting into it in a way that you can re-regulate. That's the way I describe it anyway.
That's it. That's really, you just nailed it.
Yeah.
And, And again, no drugs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we got a lot of our soldiers out there. This last family that I deal with, they're dealing with drugs that make them really less available to live their lives with their families. And
And less
so,
available for these kinds of treatments. The drugs block the treatment sometimes, so you have to be really careful. Do you mind talking about your journey with the multiple sclerosis?
oh, sure, my friend. I've been able to thrive with this illness rather than, just surviving over the last now. I've been diagnosed 20 years ago, 25 years ago. I should have been diagnosed almost 30 years ago, 40 years ago. The truth of the matter is, I've had it, I got it, but I'm not going to let MS have me.
So, Montel, I appreciate you being here so much, and I appreciate everything you're doing. I can't wait to read the book. I look forward to more work with the reconsolidation therapeutics, and we're just going to follow you on Military Makeover, and we so appreciate you being here today.
We work out of the same studio, and we never crossed paths, but next time I come down, I'll sign a book for you, and I'll start leaving for you, okay?
I look forward to it, my friend. Good to see you.
All right, friend. You be well.
Amazing. Fantastic. All right. I want you all to stick around. There's more to come on Health Uncensored.